What's good? What's good? Hello, happy Sunday. We're back, same hoodie as every single time. You know what it is. I put the message in. You can submit your beats now. It's nice to see you here, Doozy, Mihai, Migraine, all the usuals who are here. Shout out to you. We do have some member beat reviews to get started with. Yo, goddamn, who's talking in here? I won't tell Chu. Actually, I've never talked to him, and I don't think I want to. Jumbe, I think you cooked on this. It's definitely a vibe. I have to say my favorite thing with it is the perks, the hi-hats, what you got going on there. Really adds like nice texture to everything you have going on in your melody as well as your rhythm. You expected an 808. I did not. I thought that was kind of nice. I liked it. The bass was nice. The kick was a little bit too thumpy. I would have liked a little bit more punch, but pretty fire beat, not gonna lie to you. Jumbe, you did it again. This one's really good. I like the 808 roll you had there. All of the drums are really nice. Again, you kind of shined with the perks. The melody's pretty cool. It does fall a little bit more into the generic trap beat, so I kind of do like this one a little bit more, but it's really good. Yo, same. Mihai, when the bounce dropped, low-key, it threw me off a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, Jumbe. I feel like that kind of was disjointing for me, you know? I don't even think that's a word. It is good. I just feel like that little drop at the beginning feels very kind of out of place just because it goes from like such, well, it doesn't really change the rhythm. Like you still have that rhythm going on in the back. But like it feels weird to go from that rhythm and then bam, you just have a completely different rhythm taking kind of center stage there. So I wasn't crazy on the drop, but it is a good beat for sure. Doozy didn't win the lottery. I'm terribly sorry about that, Doozy. I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like that bass is being a little over spammed at times. Mihai, we're a little too in sync today. It's kind of scaring me. You're saying all the same shit that I'm saying. I don't know how to feel about it. I do like a lot of what you're doing though. Other than the bass. Other than the bass, there's a lot of stuff I do enjoy with this beat. It's very vibey. I like the intro. I liked how it kind of sped up. It picked up pace. It was cool. Razmabila. Yo, that drop was so weak, my guy. You have like a cool vibe, like you've built everything up in a really cool way. A lot of what you're doing is really fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie to you. But then you drop it like this really weak shit going on, and it's really let down. Like it's a big letdown for me because you built it up, I was hyped, I was vibing, and then it just doesn't really drop nice. Is this members only? It is not members only. I'm just doing, we start with the members, you know, members get priority. So yeah, whoa, my throat. Dog. Come on, we got rules. We got rules for a reason. I didn't even read the title, that's my fault. Vocals get copyright. Vocals get copyright. That's kind of the issue. If you slap those vocals in, it's still gonna get copyright. You feel like this is all over the place. I feel like this is kind of nice. I like the vibe. It's got a pretty steady, pretty standard bounce to it. It's kind of cool. It's a little muddy. I feel like it's got some nice warmth to it, you know? I do feel like the kick could have a little bit more punch though, a little bit more impact, because it does feel a little flat to me. Yeah, my beef is with the kick. You got an issue, Razmabila. You got an issue with making your beats hit. You gotta fix that. you got some good stuff, but you need to make them hit. Mihai, I love this. What is this? Yo, the self-glazing is crazy. That's good. This is a good beat. Honestly, I think you cooked. This is probably one of the best beats I've heard from you. It's a vibe all around. I did not necessarily love the reverb on the clap when it was just the clap, but when everything else came in, I liked it a little bit more. You could have automated it. You don't have to. It's up to you, really. But it's good. It's good. We got a Jane Remover type beat. It's like a medieval bard type pattern right here. Yo, bro is promoting his own tutorials. Let's go. How to make crazy.
So, Jane dropped
Yo, Mihai, you need to get a better mic.
her new album, Revenge Seekers, about a month ago, and it's...
Yo, I'm boost the audio a little bit. I can't even hear you. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna save this for later. I need to learn how to be like Mihai. Man cooks. All right, real shit. I'm not loving the melody on this, but I feel like this is maybe more of my beef with just like Jane Remover type beats. I'm not a huge fan. I do like that style of music, but Jane Remover just doesn't do it for me. And like I said, like the melody pattern that you had off rip kind of sounded like some like medieval bard type shit to me. Not the instrument, but the pattern. The drums go hard though. I like the drums on this. I think you cooked on the drums. All right, let's go back to the peasants. By the way, I was thinking of doing this thing. Listen, I got this. I have a cat, right? Technically, it's my girlfriend's cat. But every time I open up the treats, I don't know if she's awake right now, but every time I open up the treats, oh, here she comes. Yeah, she just woke up. She comes over. She comes. Watch. You'll see. Come here. Come here. She's like trying to figure out how to get on this table. You can do it. Needs a hand. Comes to the table and she loves treats. So I was thinking every time anyone, I don't know if you can see her, she'll get the treat. Anytime someone joins as a member, they upgrade from the peasant class. I'll throw her a treat, you know what I mean? We got Migraine up first though. This is not copyrighted, just a 21 Pilots remix. Oof, I hate to break it to you, but if you have the vocals, that's kind of copyrighted, my guy. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Yo, that piano sounded super dissonant. When it drops, you have something. You have something when it drops. The piano is probably your biggest like dilemma here. I understand what you're trying to do, but you didn't really execute it very well. It sounds like you're trying to throw in like a lot of dissonance here to kind of create like a dark, spooky vibe initially, but you do need to resolve your dissonance if you create it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't really feel like it gets that resolution that it requires, so it just kind of feels like this constant string of dissonance. So it doesn't really sound good, you know? Dissonance works, but it's meant to create tension, and tension needs to be resolved, and you don't want the entire piece to just feel tense and on edge, you know? So yeah, fix the piano, and honestly, I think you could have something pretty decent there. It's just the piano, my guy. It's just the piano, not an oof thing.
Oh, the lazy guy?
Yo, shout out to you. You don't need to drink the Monster while you do it, honestly. Don't drink Monster. I drink some of them. Don't hate on me, but they're not good for your kidney or something. But congrats to getting your motorcycle license. That's pretty cool, pretty big. You have a beautiful piano, and then you have like the sharpest, most painful drums kicking me off here. Please. Let's get one consistent vibe. It's like hyper happy type beat, I'm not gonna lie. When's the next beat battle? Probably never. We canceled those. You're like trying to do some like break-ins drums here. I feel like I like the idea. It's just the piano feels like you got to do a little bit more with it. You got to give it those glitch effects. Yeah, I like the transition. This transition with the piano kind of feels a little more natural. Just because like you have these really sharp whoa. You have these really sharp drums, right? Really sharp drums, and then this really soft piano, so it kind of didn't really work too great. And then you kind of threw in the glitchy drums, and the piano was not really glitchy, so it didn't really align in my mind. But now this kind of feels like it fits a little bit better. You're trying to take me through a journey of drums. Listen, this is my beef with this beat. Taking me through a journey of drums, right? But you're not doing anything different with the melody realistically to make it kind of fit where you're taking it. All right, I'm not listening till the end. I know we almost made it, but I'm capping out here. It feels like it's going on the same kind of pattern now. We got Aegis beats. Do they even do Migos type beats anymore? This is crazy. Yo, take care, Mihai. It was lovely having you. Yeah, I don't know if it was just me, but it kind of felt like your bass got a little too loud here. I would have loved to see a little bit more variation in your melody because it's kind of just the same thing repeating over and over again. You don't have to do that much with it. Like you can just change the instrument even and it would sound new and refreshing. You've got like a lot of those kinds of things you could just kind of incorporate, you know, give it a little breath of fresh air here and there. We got Prod next. His beat's called Joe Biden. It's a bit much. Honestly, it's good. Like that, I've got no beef with it, but it's a little much. Like volume, mix, everything. There's just so much going on. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Honestly, I don't really like your melody at all. I know it's a little basic, whatever. You got the bass distorting it, kind of makes it sound a little more complex. I'm really not liking it. It just feels kind of boring. Yo, chat. I have to be like a streamer. I have to say yo, chat, and like talk. I refer to you all as chat. Yo, chat. How do we feel? I can't even do this. How do we feel about this melody? Yo, you can hear my clickety clacking keyboard too. I'm not even putting answers. Yes or no. That's how you feel. You feel yes or you feel no. Personally, I feel no. Yo, what does sub up mean? I'm turning 27 soon. You know what I mean? I'm too old to know this young man slang, this young man lingo or whatever. We got David. David's not even in the server anymore, my guy. Oh, I think he is. Never mind. Dog, can you even gift on YouTube? If you could gift, I would gift some of y'all. Yo, how do you do it? I need to know. I need to know. I could do stuff with that. I would love to know how to gift on YouTube. I feel like your beat's really basic. Like it's extremely basic both in drums and in melody. I would have liked to see a little bit more going on with the drums. Maybe throw in an 808 in there, have the hi-hats do something a little bit more interesting. And maybe you could have done something a bit more with the melody. Like you could have thrown in a counter melody just to fill up some of this empty space you're leaving. Yeah, the snare was also kind of loud. I think that's a good point. We got Shachar. So you got this issue off rip, right? It happens immediately when your drums kick in. And I don't even know what you're doing wrong necessarily, because I need to like see the project to pinpoint the cause, I guess. But my beef here is like your drums just fall really flat. You can hear it right when the kick comes in. It just feels flat. Also, one of your 808 notes, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not sure. I think it was like you played it in between a few other notes, so it was a little hard to catch. I think you got some cool ambience going with your melody though. We got 2 people reacting with a garbage bin to this, so it's not really a promising beat from not even listening to it yet. You have a lot of low end rumble here. That's kind of messy, which I'm not really loving. It just kind of, it's hard to pick up probably because like I know like it's a screen recording being streamed to you, so maybe not all of the audio signal is coming through, but it's there's a little bit of like very low end rumble, which is not coming through too nice for me. It's not garbage. It's definitely not garbage. Yeah, I just can't see past that low end rumble issue. Like it's really, I don't know, you need to clean that up. Play around with some EQ, cut out some of those low frequencies, probably from your melody or from whatever is clashing with your 808 there. And then that would probably clean it up a bit. Yeah, take the low end out. The low end is really messy. That's hilarious. I'm not even typing in Opera GX, my boy. Nah, this beat's really generic. I'm gonna give you bonus points for the Gone Freaks profile picture. You know what I'm saying? But what I am gonna say is your beat's very generic. I'm not a big fan of extremely generic beats. It does hit though. You do a good job on the mix. I'll give you props for that, and that's about it. Are you lagging or am I? I don't know. I pay for pretty decent internet. It's probably not you, not me. Yo, my dude is hallucinating sounds. Listen, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I want to be a hater off rip because let's be honest, everyone does appreciate some hating. But what I have to say is this is actually pretty good. You have some nice vibes here. The vocal you had there is not overpowering. The drums are clean. The guitar you've got is nice. I was a little skeptical when I saw a Lil Wayne type beat because I heard that Lil Wayne elephant song, whatever, and it was awful. Specifically the beat, but that's what's up. Who loves hating? Trust me. You don't need to know the details. Also, listen, there was a few streams ago, one of you was making fun of my background on my computer. Suck on these nuts, okay? Good background now. That's what's up. Now we got Inversible. I hope it's not too minimalistic. I'll let you know if it is. Yes, you most definitely can do that. It probably won't get listened by me today, but hey, you know what? Go right ahead. Other people will listen, you know what I mean? I don't think this is necessarily too minimalistic for what you're going for. I see you edited that, so you probably heard my feedback a few times and got a little worried, but don't worry. For what you're going for, minimalistic is kind of working here. You create a nice atmosphere with your melody, with the textural sounds you have going on. The drum impact's okay. I don't think it's too bad. I feel like you could have maybe added some perks to kind of fill in that empty space rhythmically, but it's pretty good. It's good stuff. Listen most of the way through. There's a crappy beat switch. Why'd you leave it in? Listen, there's a lot more than just chords that are not it here. Alright, if you're just gonna repeat this, we need to hear the beat switch. Where's the other beat? Where did it go? Is this the beat switch? You switch the beat into just straight hi-hats? What is going on, my guy? Alright, alright, so let's like break it down, okay? First things first, your chords, like I get what you're doing. It's a little dissonant though. It sounds kind of like it's just like a 1-2 progression or something along those lines. And it can work. I think in this case, it's not that bad. It's alright. It's really not that bad. The beef I have is like your 808 just is non-existent. It's soft, it's weak, and it's just meh. The beat switch is just disgusting all around because you don't even switch into a different beat. You're switching back to the same beat just by spamming the hi-hats and adding nothing else to it. And then you threw in a jump scare. It's not a beat switch. It's just you threw in a jump scare and changed the hi-hats a little. What happened? Where does beat go? I was listening to that. Yeah, it's gonna be stuck in my head too. It's gonna scare me while I'm dreaming. This is not all that hard. I was really expecting harder. You title it hard ass ignorant jerk beat. This shit crazy. It's none of the above. I mean, it's a jerk beat actually. So you nailed that part. It is a jerk beat. It's not that hard realistically. I did like the vibe to it. You had a good bounce. I'm usually a hater of jerk beats, but I felt like you did some good with that, with the rhythms there. It kind of made me vibe. I would have liked to see a better mix though. A better mix on the 808 because it just sounded like you crushed it and gave it no room to breathe. Not even in a good way. Yo, what is this video? You're giving me visuals for days. What is happening? Oh shit. Yo, I wasn't even talking. I was speaking actually. I was speaking. My mic was muted. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for calling that out. I don't even remember what I was saying, but basically I think I said power to you for putting effort into the visuals. You know, that's not a lot of people do that. You don't really have to do that. That's whatever. With the beat, like the melody's fine. It's not really a problem. I'm speaking in ancient language. The melodies is not a problem. It's the drums for me. The drums fall really, really flat. They're not really doing all that much good for me. I would like to see them be a little more impactful and kind of have a little bit more presence in your mix. Yo, that #1 crown means you're the #1 fan, apparently. This is like a new YouTube thing. I never saw this until today. I clicked on it. There's like a whole leaderboard of this experience system, but everyone on it has 75 experience. You're not the only one in first, actually. It's it's a 16-way tie for first place. It's kind of insane to see. And then there's like a bajillion other people tied for second place. So you know what? I think you get experience just by being here and yapping or some shit like that. I don't know how YouTube does it. They change stuff, they don't tell me. We got male vocal !3.mp3. I feel like your 808s could have been better. I feel like your entire mix could have been louder. What I like to do with my mix typically is I like to take my melody bus and I like to throw on a compressor on the whole thing, give it a little bit of post gain, and then kind of turn up the entire melody in relation to my drums while having my drums like loud and punchy. That's what I like to do. So maybe that's something you should try do with this, because then you'll get a louder mix and it'll sound better. We got Miko 535 76 C minor 195 BPM. That's a lot of numbers, my guy.
Miko, you know what's up.
Listen, okay, there's a thing called sound selection, and I don't think you did it too well here. The snare is a terrible sound, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of the hi-hat sample either, but I think you did a pretty good job on most of the other stuff. The melody's okay, you could turn that up, give it a little bit more volume, but I think it's pretty decent. That's what an AI-generated snare would sound like in my mind. You know what? I think you did a good job on the piano. I'm gonna give you that. The piano's nice. It's a little generic, everything you're doing here, though, to be quite frank. And I wish you had a little bit more going on than just the piano and the violin. I feel like you could have got a little bit more creative with that. Drums were fine. The hi-hats were okay. I did like some of the lower octave stuff you did with the hi-hats. I thought that added some nice bounce. So overall, you know, pretty decent. Bro, what? You got like 3 different file types in the name: mp3cut.net.wave. What is that? I'm kind of scared. I'm gonna look up this website, but cut.net. What is that? Why did you use mp3cut.net for your own beat, your own supposed beat? It's an audio cutter. Trim or cut any audio file online. That's so weird. So there's some problems, right? And the problems, we'll start with the melody, okay? We don't need to be throwing the trash emoji in chat, y'all. We'll be respectful. You know, this is, he titled it Future 2. I'm assuming this means it's his second beat ever or something. Let's start with the melody. The mix is pretty bad on the melody. There's a lot of components you have that are actually kind of decent in terms of what you got going on with the melody. Like, they drive stuff forward, but they're very, very quiet, so they kind of get drowned out, and it doesn't really shine through the way I think you would want it to. The drums now is kind of where it really sucks, to be honest. Your 808 sounds round and kind of goofy. It doesn't really have the impact you want or the punch you want. I'm not sure if that's the sample or some weird mix stuff you did to it, but it sounds a little too round and a little not how you're wanting to. The rest of the drums kind of have a similar, like, weird sound selection. They just don't sound great, to be honest with you. And that's kind of where a lot of your drums are falling flat. I think you could improve the mix on the drums too. Like, the hi-hat's really quiet, the snare is pretty drowned out. So I think you could add some volume to these and make sure that they cut through and shine a little bit better. You know it's repetitive. You want to add more stuff. Maybe like a plucked guitar. Some other orchestral stuff. Like, I want to do 8 bars guitar plucks, 8 bars violin plucks. Stuff like that. I don't know yet. Edit. Maybe you could skip some of the hook. I'll probably do that. You want some feedback about the violin, and you know it's simple, that's the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna give you my first thought. I know you want feedback on the violin. I don't like your clap sound at all. I think it's a really dooky clap sound. Yo, that John too loud? No, if you say that to this beat, you weren't here when we listened to that one beat. Here's why, an engineer. I think this is probably what a lot of trap producers struggle with when it comes to claps and snares and all that good stuff, right? Trap claps and trap snares are pretty like generic sounding. They all, for the most part, have like a pretty same tonality, pretty same kind of sound, right? Now, when a trap producer goes into another genre, they're not used to picking claps or snares that would fit this other genre. You know, this is my guess maybe. And this is not really a trap beat as much, you know, and it doesn't really fit. You know, like this clap just kind of feels goofy. I think maybe too part of it has a lot to do with like people focusing a bit too much on what genre they're trying to make as opposed to making something that sounds good. I think that issue kind of shines through a little bit too with the hi-hat. Like it feels like you're trying to do trap hi-hats, but also not trying to do trap hi-hats. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't really work the way I think you're trying to make it work. I think the violin is okay, but my beef with it, I'm gonna open up flstudio to kind of visually depict what I'm talking about, right? So you have your violin. This is not actually what your pattern is, right? But you have your violin. Let's say it's like something like this, right? You have like whatever other notes come in here doing some nonsense, doing stuff. But at the end of the day, you always have like this thing at the start of the bar, start of the whatever. You have the violin coming in, right? It would have been nice to maybe have a little bit more like a dynamic nature going on there. Maybe you switch that up. Maybe it comes in here. You know what I mean? Get a little more creative with that. In like time in terms of music is technically infinite, whereas like the frequencies you can play aren't. So you have a lot more room to play around with time than you do with the melody, with the pitch. Yo, Eternal, what's good, my boy? We got Loki Loik.
Loki, you made it.
You're getting a little carried away with these snare rolls. You don't need to put them every 2 seconds. I think other than that, you did a good job on what you're trying to do here with the 808 Mafia South Side type beat. Yo, yeah, a little too many snare rolls, a little over the top. Eternal, it's been a minute. How have you been, good sir? How's life treating you? How's the weather, by the way? That's it must be getting pretty warm for you, huh? I know it's getting warm here, but it's like 30 degrees Celsius was the highest this past week. Where's Mars? That's a good question. It's a little over repetitive, like it's not really doing anything new. The drums are kind of cool, the bounce is kind of there, it's kind of chill vibes, but like nothing is really happening. Yeah, I think you could definitely kind of get a little more creative with your arrangement and everything. Yeah, 100%, definitely gets repetitive. Yo, I knew this was gonna be an eternal beat the second I saw this. What does this even mean? Yo, my boy is a Minecraft PvP community member. Let's go. Are you ranked? It says there's rankings. Are you ranked? That would be crazy. Yo, what's your rank? You gotta tell us your Minecraft rank. How does the ranking system work? This is new to me. This is very new to me. Kind of confusing to normal ranked players. That's crazy. This is good. Honestly, I like all the switches. I feel like there was like some crazy things going on with the 808s at times that were maybe a little too crazy, but I know it's an old beat, so you're probably not going to go back and change that. It goes hard. It goes hard, my guy. I don't think you're washed. You're definitely not washed. I know it's an old beat, but still. Eternal being washed would mean the world is on fire. Things are coming to an end. But with the state of things, that might be the case. Skip to 153 and turn the volume down. I appreciate the warning, my guy. Thank you. This is pure etiquette right there. So my first piece of critique, I guess, is like when you had the bass come in the first time, it just kind of crushed everything, and it didn't really feel like the bass was even there. It was just crushing stuff. Not too great in terms of your mix, you know. And then when the bass leaves, it just makes everything feel a little too loud. That's kind of why the ARP felt so loud. The ARP also feels very video gamey, but I do like the 808 you kind of got going on there. Not the full track, but you wanted to submit something. Laughed my ass off. Sample is from one of my packs. That honestly, that could be a really bad thing. One time, listen, this was like 2 years ago now. One time someone submitted like a beat for beat review with one of my loops, but it was like one of my old loops, and I was like, dude, your melody sucks ass. And he's like, bro, it's your loop. It was a sad moment. We're like we're 17 seconds in. We're 3 seconds into the drums. I'm gonna tell you the mix on the drums, that's probably what we're gonna be talking about the most here. You know what? I'm a little glad here because I'm pretty sure that, like, this. You're saying this comes from one of my packs. It was probably not one of the loops I made in that pack, because I don't recall this loop at all. I do like what you did with the drums. Like, the patterns are there. I like the ideas behind them, but the beef with it really comes in with the drum mix. Like, your 808s, they're not punching through. They're not really clear. They're not shining. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish they had a little bit more shine to them. I'll turn this up. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I do feel like the 808 should be kind of a little bit more impactful. The snare is okay, it's kind of just there. The hi-hat too could be a little bit cleaner mix in there, but I think that's kind of it. I don't really have an issue with the melody. I think it's fine. The triplet stuff is all good with me. So I think it's mostly just the drum mix. That's my beef. We got Chef P. What? You introduce like a lot of dissonance at this point here, and it's just kind of weird because it's like you're just slapping it on top of itself. It's very odd. I don't know how I feel about this. Like I feel like I need a second listen because it's weird. It's disjointed. It's dissonant. It was like this point when I got confused. When this came in, it just felt weird. It didn't really fit. Additionally, like everything you have, like everything is really busy, even the melody right off the rip. I feel like you need to be a little more conscious of the space within your beat, you know? Leave room. Leave room. You don't need to take up all the room. In fact, leaving room is kind of a good thing. That's part of rhythm. Abducted.
You really are. You really are. You're a genius. You're a genius. You're a genius. You're a genius.
Yeah, I'm not mad about this beat. I think it's good. You got some good stuff here. I just really hate the bass sound. I think it kind of sounds like someone's having the nastiest fart almost. But other than that, like I think you got some good stuff. You do a great job kind of putting the vibe together with the melody, and the intro kind of did a good job at that too. So I think you did pretty good. That organ hits good. I've never related to a name in Discord more than this. I do hate my chair. My chair is terrible. I regret buying it. Your melody's a bit too loud. It's drowning out like your bass, your snap. It's drowning out a lot of your drums. Yeah, if you turn down the melody and then kind of just mix your drums in relation to the melody, like you keep the levels kind of conscious of each other, you know, it'll be a lot cleaner and it'll sound good because you do have good stuff here. Someone asked me, hey, rlybeats, that's my name on the social medias. They asked me, hey yo, why do I type these stupid little dots? They're not dots, they're called tildes. You know, you've probably heard of that before. It's the button on the keyboard you don't really press. I press it because that's my hotkey for muting, unmuting my mic. So like, look, if you'll see, look, there's none here. I'll be talking. Now if I unpress it, I'm unmuted. See, that's how it works. Crazy stuff, technology. We got TJ Gamer Pro. Yo, weak drums are the theme of the day because, man, you have like a good melody, you had a cool drop idea. The drums fell so goddamn flat for me. Yeah, it does sound like your melody has a lot of low end that's kind of taking up that space of the 808. So you could definitely EQ some of that out, give the 808 some space to do its thing. Maybe even turn it up depending. I don't know. We got Frosty. Frosty is hopefully gonna cook. I don't like that flute you kind of throw in there. I was feeling like your melody was a little empty early on, but you kind of fix that up a little bit later. The flute doesn't really work in my opinion. The keys are okay. I think that's fine. The drums were solid. I think the coolest part with your drums were like the percussion sounds, like with the hi-hats and everything you had going on. I think that was clean. It was just, it felt a little empty at times. What is this? You need to be arrested for having a profile picture like this. Yo, Cash App is not a thing in my country, my dude. That high note with your 808 didn't really sound good. Alright, I'm going to stop listening. You might have had a third lead coming in, but I'm going to stop at these leads. I think you have okay lead patterns, but I do think they could be better, both rhythmically and melodically. And I think that's kind of where it's falling flat for me. Like, you do a good job with the drums. I think you do spam the police siren sound a little too much, but that's besides the point. The leads just kind of fall flat for me in terms of their patterns. The second one that I listened to was more rhythmic. The first one was more melodic that I had issues with. But yeah, I think you did a good job with the sound selection on them for sure. Check mine too, please. We go in an order. It's a queue. It's a list. It's a line. The police thought it made you think it was a UK drill type beat. I like that little breakdown you had there, but I do feel like you have a lot going on and it's a little overwhelming. I'll give you props though, because your drums are coming through nice and clean, which is good. You got T-Melks, contact 2-145A.mp3. A dude's playing World of Warcraft while we review his beat. That's crazy. I really feel like your bass is just kind of overwhelming. Like, you made it really too loud, in my opinion. 808 aside though, I do like the ambient texture kind of sound you got going on with your melody, so it's pretty good. You know what, it's all right. The 808 is definitely the weakest point though, for sure. Sneaking IRL is fun, man. You need to change this name because of what? Yo, Big T, I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't comprehend that sentence. Feels like your 808 has some clashing with the low end, to be honest with you. Yo, T-Melks, you're playing World of Warcraft still? What's your race and class and stuff? I'm curious to know. Nice. We always appreciate a mage class, you know what I'm saying? Where's the switch up in this beat though? Yo, shout out to Robert Bryant, or Bobby 4F. I'm sorry. Bobby 4F. Thank you. Appreciate it, my boy. Why'd you call this Zoe 911? What is the beat title? I'm not really hearing much of the transition, much of the switch. I really hate when people like tell me they have a switch in their beat and then it's just like a really subtle, really casual thing. Like I'm expecting something big and didn't really pick up on much, to be honest with you. I do like the sound selection for your melody though. Yo, don't listen. You have like 2 first names, so it's all good. It's like John Smith, you know what I mean? Beat structuring is hard? Nah, beat structuring is easy. You just gotta go with the vibes, you know what I mean? Do I think someone could make a beat, like a modern trap beat with like 2016, 2018 drums? Yeah, a lot of the drums we use today are still like 2016, 2018 drums. Spins is old as hell. CTM's pretty old now too, you know what I mean? A lot of these drum sounds are not that new. You got some majestic vibes going here, but my beef with it really kind of comes in with how much like the melody drowns out the drums. It's good, just the melody's too loud. You gotta kind of like even that out a little bit more. Maybe you could throw a compressor on there or something, because at times it's getting too loud. It's kind of distorting, it's clipping a little, and it drowns out your drums way too much. I think you did a good job with the melody though. It's really beautiful. It's majestic. Take out some of the mid lows. Oh. This is good. I think you did a great job, Ahab. I do like digicore. I like the balance you have going on here. My beef, and it's not even my beef, this is the problem with digicore. I think the dilemma with digicore is that once you've heard one digicore beat, you've pretty much heard them all. And I don't know, maybe I have heard this beat before or not, but immediately I was like, damn, I think I've heard this beat before. You know, if this is a new beat, it's a little concerning. You know, I don't really listen to digicore beats all that frequently anyways either, so you know, it's just a feature of the genre. What's good, Andrew Carter, my boy? How are you doing on this wonderful Sunday, June 22nd? You're just waking up, my guy. Are you on like the west coast of North America? Because like that's what, 10 a.m. I think it's 10 a.m. West Coast time. Yo, KJG official, I'm glad you named this Confusion, because I am confused a little bit. You did some weird stuff with the rhythm here, I feel. mean, it's all right. I don't really love the 808 sound. The rhythms kind of get a little weird at times, but I think those are kind of the least severe worries. I think the melody too is a little empty. You could have done a little bit more with that, but I think it's pretty deep. Yo, shout out to the UK. The UK is a sick country. I visited one time, long ago when I was a child. More like a teenager, I guess. Pretty cool place. The hotel I stayed in was terrible. It had mold growing in the room. I ended up getting like a nosebleed or whatever. Wasn't that bad, but cool place. Cool place. I like the UK.
All that divides and distinguishes. May chaos take the world. May chaos take the world.
Cansei de apegar, mulher assim não dá.
I'm really sorry, but the vocal ruined it. It was cooking, and then the vocals just came in. It was sad.
Cansei de apegar, mulher assim não dá. Não quero mais namorar, nele cada pro seu lugar. Hoje a balada me chama, hoje só quero bailão.
Yeah, I really like some of the perk sounds you got. I really hate the vocals though. Like they're drowned out and they're just kind of there. This is cool. What it gets into here is really cool. It's just the problem is you got this long bit here where most people may not want to listen, you know, because the vocal doesn't really shine. It is fire. I think it is fire in an objective sense. The entire thing is most definitely fire. I just don't think the vocals what you want them to do. Other than that, like everything's good. The intro is crazy. I liked it. We got V Carey.
Maybach music.
Dog, I listened to 1 minute and 18 seconds. If it hasn't dropped yet, it dropped like 3 times. How can he use someone else's tag in his beat? You download it and then you put it in the beat. Yeah, I want more variation in that melody. It's like the same thing over and over again. It's just the melody's very, very repetitive. Also, listen, if we're going to be talking about gambling, hear me out. I feel like it's best to gamble on something that like it's not up to chance as much. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go gamble on like a sport, you know what I mean? Like obviously the better team will have better odds. You know what I mean? It's still up to chance a bit, but it's clearly a less chance component. You know what I mean? We got Balencies.mp3 from Everick. Yes, you know. No. If you don't want chance, bet on the horses. The horses, listen, if they don't have the stupid ass carts, if they're riding the horse, if they're dead ass riding the horse and not on the stupid ass carts behind them, trust. That's where it's easiest to make smart bets. I think you do some good stuff. The drums is probably like your weaker point in this beat. I do like the melody. I think you do a good job removing stuff and bringing things back in, kind of giving it some freshness, even though you're not really introducing all that much new stuff. So that's kind of nice. Take notes full.
I'ma kill 'em all. Back for revenge shit.
That's a phenomenal question. I'm gonna pin that low key. Actually, no, I'm promoting my own kid. I can't do that. Terribly sorry. What I'm gonna say, my humble opinion on this is having a load of drum kits and VSTs doesn't help you with sound selection at all, because you're just like creating a bigger problem. You know, like if you have a shit ton of sounds to look through and try and find one that you like for what you're trying to do in particular. If you have a shitload more sounds, you know, it's gonna be harder to find that one sound. What I like to do is I like to just kind of have a few kits or a few VSTs that I know like are reliable for what I'm trying to do, or like there's something I know I can make with them for what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? If I already know like I don't have the sounds for what I'm looking for or what I'm trying to do, I'll go find those sounds and add them to my stash or whatever. But like I try and keep my sounds, my VSTs, what I use, like pretty like controlled, I guess. I was actually going through my contact library not too long ago and just deleting a bunch of the stuff I don't use. There's a lot of junk in Contact. They really chock it full of. No, I think repeat sounds is fine. I use like the same clap in like 90% of the beats I make. I like the clap sound. It doesn't need to change. Nobody really cares. Nobody really complains about it. If it's the same clap 100 times, whatever. It's really not a big deal. If I want to get experimental with it, I'll probably dive into the sound design of it a little bit more. That's kind of my take. This took a really long time to get going. Yo, Doozy, 20-month member resub. Yo, that's almost 2 years. Big shout out to you, Doozy. You're a homie. I feel like you go beyond the member, just being a member. You are a homie, most definitely. We do talk quite occasionally in terms of how much socializing I do. You know, we talk pretty recently. So it's nice to have the support. I appreciate it, my guy. I feel like this beat is good. I just don't love the melody because it just feels like there isn't a point to a lot of what's going on. But I think you do a good job with your mix, and that's kind of important, you know. Andrew Carter, my guy, did you send it in the beat review section or just in here, like the members beat review section. Yo, I hate this Rainbow Six Siege thing. I don't play it. How do I get rid of it? Hide this. I don't care. I'm not interested, my dude. Get out of here. Andrew, though, did you put it in the members beat review or the regular beat review? Because if it's not in the members beat review, I'm gonna have a tough time finding it to give you feedback on. It's a vibe. You did a good job. It's really basic though. Like it's really basic, but it is very vibey. So it's you know, you could maybe add a little bit more, but I'm not gonna force you because you did a good job with what you're trying to do. Yeah, doozy. 20 months flew by fast. Honestly, this whole YouTube thing flows by quick. It's crazy. Actually, time in general flows by quick. It felt like June just started yesterday to me still. You know what I mean? I'm surprised it's almost over. We're almost in July. We're a month away from my birthday. It's crazy. Well, we're a little less than a month now. Can you send a beat in? You can, but I probably won't get a chance to listen to it because the way we operate is we have an orderly queue system. You know what I'm saying? It's structured. I'm not trying to get caught up in those allegations of the beat review streams are a cash grab. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I saw Busy Works Beats got caught up in something like that one time. I saw that happen. I was like, I'm gonna avoid that at all costs. I think your 808 has like too much rumbly going on in the low end there, but what you did is really nice. It's a vibe, it's a cool beat, the melody really shines. It's just the low frequencies with the whole thing are kind of messy. Man, what's up CNL Beats? What does that even mean, CNL? It's a pretty good beat. It's pretty standard. I do feel like some of the things you're doing could be better. Like your 808 could be a little bit nicer in the mix. The snare roll I think should have started at such a high pitch, but these are just like minor details. You know what I mean? You could improve it a little bit. Big T, what you realize over the years is that every VST has its own sound. They do. You just got to get to know them. Yeah, VSTs have their own sound. A big part of this is because they're all written on code. They have these things called DSPs. It's like digital signal processing or something like that. And they all operate differently. Different DSPs work better than others, and they all kind of work for different things. So like, for example, Analog Lab has really good DSPs for emulating analog synths. So it will do a good job with analog synth emulation, right? Omnisphere has a pretty good DSP, but in my opinion, it's starting to sound a little dated. Serum 2 is phenomenal. It's everything you wish Serum was. You need to be timed out for this. This is just like a violation against human rights. It's crazy that you did that. That's crazy. You're gonna get like a 1 hour timeout for that. A Geneva Convention violation, 1 hour timeout. Why'd you make everything quieter when the drums came in? That's not really what you need to do. What you need to do is make sure that everything works when the drums are in. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree with that, Egg. I think the drums could be a little bit more impactful, like have a little bit more snap to them. I say this like every time, but I do love this method of sidechaining the drums a little bit to the melody, just so that they kind of create a little bit of room. It's nice. It's a nice little effect. Additionally, you could add like RC20 or just something to make those drums sound a little bit more crisp. But I think it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice for being new to this beat shit. It's pretty good. There's a lot of chat I have to catch up on. That's a Nexus preset. Nexus is terrible. I hate Nexus. Never buy. If I could go back in time and unbuy Nexus, I would do it twice. Because I bought Nexus twice, and God, bro, I regret it every day. I never used that shit, and I spent so much money on it. Terrible. What do I think about sound design? I love sound design. I do a lot of sound design myself. A lot of the stuff I make, I just start sound designing. There's usually at least like one sound I made myself in a lot of what I do. Never understood how sidechain works. Is this a sidechain chat moment? I think it is. Sidechain's pretty basic. There's like, so okay, the term sidechain isn't necessarily like compression specific. It just kind of means automating effect based on like the levels. You know what I mean? Let's make this bigger. Actually, if I make this bigger, I'm gonna be mad at myself later. So it pretty much just means like automating the level. So if I wrote this here, I sidechained this, right? If the, whoa, yeah, what? I remember how the routing works. I'm just so muscle memory with this shit. Yeah, okay, so the signal sidechain to this track, yeah. Okay, so if the signal of this is loud, right? If there's a big signal here, whatever automated sidechain effect I have in here will trigger, right? So let's say most common one is going to be a limiter. It's going to be compression. Sidechain it. So if I have like a loud signal coming in here, right, this will get compressed. This will compress, right, because it'll trigger the effect. That's what sidechain is. Now sidechain compression is what I just showed, but you can do like sidechain EQ. You can sidechain really anything. feel like it's all right. The beat's okay for me. It's very repetitive. Nothing really too crazy going on. It's straight up like, here's your drums, here's your melody, basic kind of stuff going on. I think it's not bad necessarily. Like, there isn't really anything bad going on. I just wish it was a little more creative, a little bit more going on in the arrangement, or just something. You know what I mean? I think it's all right. It definitely kind of sounds like a Juice WRLD type of beat. Sounds a little old for today's day and age. And I feel like that's mostly just like with the 808, kind of how that works. I think maybe you could have gone with a longer 808 and that would have sounded a bit nicer, but still pretty decent. I do like the bell melody you got going on there. Can anyone give you feedback? Yes, I can. Oh wait, never mind. You posted a beat already. We do 1 beat per person in the non-members section, so I can't do that. Got Prod by Houston. Yo, thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate that. I feel like, I don't know, my cat kind of ran away. I'd give her some treats, but she's kind of gone. I appreciate that though, big time. I'm not gonna say the full thing this time. I learned my lesson. Yo, the drums are really crisp, really clean in your mix. I think that's great. I think the melody's nice. I like the guitar that you have going on there. I think it's a really long intro, but I think it kind of works-ish. It's pretty good. If it starts with a clean guitar, it has to be good. But you gotta execute on the drums. I'm sorry, to be respectful of everybody's time, I can't listen to the full thing, but you know, I can give it a good, fair listen still. I think it's pretty good. I've listened to a minute. If there's like a specific section, this is not even your beat. This is not even your beat. But yeah, no, if you want me to listen to a specific section, just let me know and I'll give it a shot. I think this is pretty good. It gets really repetitive with your melody though, and that's kind of a downside. You need to add a little bit more variation just throughout, even in just your individual patterns, because those are pretty repetitive. All right, you want me to skip to the end? Yo, I appreciate the £2. I think that's pounds, or are those euros? I don't know my British currency or my UK currency or my European currency like that. But I appreciate that. I'm gonna give you a heart and a like, no homo. Skip to the end. All right. That's a smooth outro. Gotta give you that. Smooth outro indeed. We got Padre Escobar. You kind of like clipped your 808 a bit too much. It sounds like it's a little too much. And you kind of be spamming these rolls at times. Sometimes the best thing to do for your drums is to chill out. Like, you don't need to have as many going on at times. Silence speaks the loudest in music. I think that's the best way to put it. Rico, what do you got for us?
You're a sick man, Rico.
My guy mixed this on his iPod Nano. Like, what is this mix, my dude? Yeah, it kind of sounds like you put an EQ filter on the whole thing and just cut out a lot of high end for some reason. I don't know why you would have done that. It also kind of sounds like a lot of things here are just way too quiet. Like, your hi-hat is almost non-existent. You got to turn things up, EQ things so that they have room together individually, not just cut out all the highs. And it would sound a lot cleaner. You have some good stuff with the beat. It's just the mix is terrible. Oh my god, this is perfect. That dude was complaining. Nothing experimental, nothing unique. This one's titled Mad Unique V3. So you can quit bitching. Dog, Andrew, my boy, you're a member. I don't know if you remember this. You have the membership status. You the way it works. You don't remember this? You did this last month. The way it works is you have access to here. I'm certain you do. Is your name Andrew Carter on here? What is your Discord username? You have access to here, right? If you put a beat in here, I'll listen to it right away. You can put up to 3 beats in here. Yeah, I know. It's all good. You don't need to donate. There's no skipping the line kind of thing. It's just in here and you're good. Trust. Throw beats. Let me just make sure you're still in here. Yeah, you are. I'll at you just so it's easier to find. There you go. I was wondering, you said you submitted a beat earlier. I didn't see it in here and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be tricky to find. I don't really feel like this is all that unique. I feel like you kind of just had a weird sound, you made something kind of goofy with it, and you kind of just slapped drums on it. That's kind of how it comes across. I don't feel like the drums fit what you had with the melody, and that's probably why it kind of comes across in that way. And maybe step outside of trap drums for this kind of sound, or just try something unique, you know, get a little creative with it. We got Beats IX. Yeah, whatever you're doing with your mix is causing you to miss out on some low end that's really kind of missing in your beat. Other than that, like, it's good. The melody's good. The trap drums are good. You got some good stuff there. It's just you're missing that low end, and it's not the best to not have it, you know? Yules, lops. Yo, Glow was so short-lived. Your snare here is a little too loud now. And you see how your 808's kind of crushing everything? It's a little too much. You gotta tone that down a bit. Yeah, your drum mix kind of falls a little flat here in switch ups and everything. The 808s just don't really match too well in terms of their mix. And I think you could kind of clean this up and it would sound a lot better. And probably bigger too. You could make things sound bigger. Yo, Andrew Carter, let's go. You're feeling good, number 1. Let's give it a listen. I'm not gonna lie, that lead kind of sounds like the same lead from Sea of Stars. I think once it drops, the mix is kind of messy. Like you're everything gets really, really loud, and then it kind of gets a little messy in the low end a tiny bit as well, and that kind of isn't the greatest thing in terms of your mix. So I think it'd be good just to kind of ensure like a consistent volume, or at least like a little bit more consistency in the volume. We got Moonlight number 5 final. I really like what you do with the arrangement on these. Like you have some ideas that are nicely translated in the arrangement. Hopefully I can. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your work shift. I imagine it's a shift or something like that, but I hope it's Is that a vocal, or like is it a lead sound that kind of sounds like a vocal? What is it? Because it's a cool sound. I think your mix on this one's a lot better, but I do feel like the snare's a bit loud, and that's kind of detracting for me. Drums are cutting through nicely pretty well. Yeah, the snare kind of cuts off. It's just the tail of the snare cutting off. It's not a problem. It's just the volume to it really makes it stick out a bit more. And that's kind of the problem with it. But this one's really good. I like the mix on this. I like the vibes on this. I like the transitions. This was pretty well done. Punchingbag.mp3, what you got? I think it would have been nice to have a little bit more. Yeah, the kick pattern's all right. I don't have too much issue with it. It's a little generic, but my beef really kind of comes with like the kick missing a little bit of grit to it, a little grime kind of tone to it. I feel like you could have added some of that with like a distortion or something, like Egg was saying earlier. Maybe even a little bit more impact. Maybe even just a different kick sound altogether would have been nice. But or you could have layered the kick. I think too. That could have worked. But yeah, I really like the vibe you made with the melody here too, like the piano and then the little lead there. It's nice. It's good stuff. It's good stuff indeed. Where were we? We're here. We got Shanu Beats. I'm pretty sure you submitted and we listened already. I gotta prove it. I gotta prove it to myself. You know what? I don't even know. Let's give it a listen. Yo, that last chord you had was disgustingly bad. Come on, do better. Don't do that. I like the sample. I don't like how you like defiled it with these drums. The drums are just weak. The 808 should be hitting way harder than this. It's just a thing if you're mixing with the 808. Like the 808 just doesn't have that punch, doesn't have that impact, and it should be turned up for sure. Maybe clipped a little bit, give it some nice gentle saturation, all that good stuff. You have the potential for a great beat, but you didn't have the execution, and that is a sad thing today to listen to. West Coast bounce would fit the sample more. You know what? Take the sample, give it a shot, see what you can do. Take two, also small switch up around like 30-second-ish mark. Nice. Yo, that's a real question, Doozy. We need to start a poll for that. Should Doozy train legs? Doozy, I almost wrote Droozy. Yo, what did I call you that one time? It was like Doozle. Doozle. Yeah or no? That's the question. Let him know. Let him know. Let the boy know if he should do legs today or not. Does he have to walk tomorrow? That's the real question. Doozy, do you have a lot of walking you have to do tomorrow? You got to give us some additional details. I like what you do. You do good stuff, and I think this is a good example of that. You have some good sample usage here. I like the way you kind of took the sample out, brought it back in. It was nice and smooth. I do think the percussion usage here is pretty good too. It had me vibing, had me moving. I think you did a pretty good job. Pretty good indeed. Not to the group because I can't say what. I don't even know what you're saying. Prod little divvy, don't worry, we'll listen to your beat. I know you're probably stressed right now because you're like wasting your time. You feel like you're wasting your time. I'm not trying to waste your time. That's not my goal. I understand you're putting effort into this. We'll make sure we listen to your beat. Don't you worry, okay? Doozy, it looks like you're gonna have to train legs tonight, even though you have to do a shit ton of walking. The second you said that, more people start voting to say yes, I think. So that's tough for you, but hey, let us know how it goes, I guess. It's not really rage. I understand you titled it Rage-1. It's not really rage. I'm sorry. Like, my beef. Listen, okay. In university, I took some courses. I learned a little bit about what defines genres and all that stuff, right? Big part of it is kind of harmony, and rage has a very distinct harmony. It doesn't really feel like you have that harmony here, so I wouldn't classify this as rage personally. Just using synth sounds doesn't make something rage, right? But that's besides the point. I think you have some good stuff here. I don't like what you did with the 808s. The 808 sound isn't one I would use for this beat personally, and the pattern to it was a little overwhelming at first. I applaud you for the little switch up, you know, adding in some variation. I appreciate the effort. Mix of your beat is terrible. You know what? I'll brace myself. Really plain, really basic. It's not bad. The mix is kind of goofy, but it's not that bad. It's kind of stylistic, I guess. This isn't even his beat. This isn't Throwaway Music's beat. This isn't his beat. Stand. We're trying to say, hey, your mixing is not bad. It's not his beat. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, I thought the same thing at first too. Yeah, I know. Now we listen. I find a lot of people they'll hype up their thing in a attempt. They'll be like, hey, listen, my mix is terrible, and then we'll listen to it. It's really not a bad mix. That's what I'm hoping for. I'll let you know though. Yeah, your mix isn't that bad. I don't really hear any issues with it off rip. My beef is with your snare choice. Like I don't know why you picked this snare. It doesn't work for this beat. Mix is not bad. Honestly, nothing jumped out at me from the mixing perspective. Take care, doozies. It's a pleasure to have you always. Enjoy your walking tomorrow. I know it's going to be a terrible experience, but chat has spoken. You asked. Take care. Have a great gym session, the mix on this is actually not bad. Nothing jumps out at me. What jumps out at me is the terrible snare sound selection, and that's just like easy fix. The melody's nice. I like the vocal sample. I think it's actually pretty good. You got a lot of good stuff going on here. There's no glaring issues or really anything like that, so pat yourself on the back. Sorry, I just had to appreciate the title. One of the beats of all time. Something you threw together one night. Cool. was kind of cool. Like the little outro bit was kind of cool. I thought it was pretty chill. The drums were pretty vibey. The mix was pretty fine on this. There's no like glaring issues. Nothing really jumps out at me. I think it's pretty fine. I know you said no arrangement. I wasn't going in expecting that. It would be nice to see you kind of flesh this out more into a beat, have some like different sections other than just kind of a switch and outro idea going here. But I think you got some good stuff. I feel like you could definitely expand on it. Most definitely. Of course, for the feedback. That's what this entire stream is about. Of course, my guy. You hate ads in live streams? Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. I try and put it at like a lower frequency YouTube. I know what is it? They're like trying to change it recently so that the ads pop up more frequently, I think. But yeah. Oh damn, we skipped an engineer's beat. We can't do that. That's criminal. Yo, I usually follow the NBA. I haven't been following as closely as I do this season. Game 7, we got, who is it against? Pacers, OKC. Listen, either way, okay? I feel like it's pretty big deal to have Pacers and OKC in the finals, just because like these are two teams that don't typically get that kind of shine. And it's nice to see, like, not having, no offense to LeBron, I do appreciate, love LeBron, you know, I am a LeBron fan deep down. But it's nice to see like not your typical teams in the finals, you know what I mean? It's nice to see these younger teams in the finals getting some more experience, getting some more shine. I do really listen, I'm Canadian. I feel like I have to go with OKC because, you know, we got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the GTA. We got Luguentz Dort from the Montreal area. So I feel like I got to go with OKC. I've been an OKC fan deep down since the Westbrook days. That's part of my bias too. You know? And Lou Dort. I fuck with Lou Dort heavy. Shai is okay. SGA, no big deal. Whatever, he's a baller. Lou Dort does it for me. Wait, who is it on the Pacers? I ain't even been. Who's on the Pacers that's Canadian? Because they're not as good as the Canadians on OKC. You can't tell me there's a better Canadian player than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You can't tell me. Oh shit, I didn't even know Benedict Mathurin was Canadian. That's actually kind of crazy because he's balling. Andrew Nemhard, not as big of a deal. Still nothing bigger than SGA and Lou Dort low key. But Benedict Mathurin being Canadian is news to me. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's huge. This is a crazy beat, by the way. Engineer, you cooked. I gave you as many emojis as I felt I could necessary. You know, it's pretty baller. The mix is great. You've leveled up exponentially since the first beat of yours I've ever heard. So it's nice to see. Yo, big W to Canada. Canada's basketball capabilities have been going up pretty nicely. What's his name? Jamal Murray? Yeah, Jamal Murray. He plays on, not the Pacers, Nuggets. He's from not my hometown, but my hometown is like technically 3 towns all grouped together. But he's from one of those towns, which was cool. You know, he got a championship not too long ago too. Yo, ever since the Raptors actually won, that was like 2019? Yeah, I think that was 2019 if I remember correctly. Ever since then, bro, I've just been seeing so many more Canadians in the NBA, so many more Canadians that actually ball in the NBA as opposed to just being like role players and bench players. Yo, ooh! Don't get me started. COVID Murray was something else. Bro was dropping 50-point games trying to drag the Nuggets into the Mickey Mouse finals. Yeah, see, you had a really great build, and then you kind of started to like tease a drop around here, and the tease drop bit wasn't that good, but then when you actually did drop, it was really nice. So it's a little like awkward section here that you're trying to bridge between the two. I feel like you should kind of rework that, because it drops nice. There's a lot of really good stuff going on. I feel like this is gonna be good, because Tristan low key be cooking sometimes. Very chill vibes, very nice piano. My one complaint is I feel like there could have been a little bit more sharpness to the piano, maybe just a little bit more, so that the notes are a tiny bit more distinct. You could maybe even just turn it up to get that effect, or like throw on, probably what I would have done is just throw on like fresh air and then turn it up a bit in there. But yeah, I think you did a really good job with this. Very vibey. The drums are nice. They're clean. It's a good mix. I was expecting, because Tristan low-key usually does super trap or alien trap or whatever it's called, hyper trap. I forget the name. He usually does that, and it's crazy. It sounds insane. Where he does like some pretty hard trap stuff, and that sounds crazy too. So this is like the first or maybe even second Tristan beat that's like super chill, super vibey. This was a great beat. I know there was like one person earlier. I'm hoping they're still here. Little Divvy, did you send your beat? I don't even know what your Discord name is. I said I'd listen to your beat. I think you said you messaged it to me, but I don't have a message from you. Reminded you of Ludwig? Like you're talking about the, what's his name? Ludwig, it's Beethoven, right? Yeah, Mozart's Amadeus, that's his first name. Isn't it? I don't even remember. I don't remember my producer names or composer names, I guess. Lil Divvy, okay. We're talking about completely different people. Come on, my guy. Come on. Lil Divvy, if you are here, please let me know your Discord name. I'm gonna check my Discord thing on my phone, but I don't think I got a message from you. I did not. You did not message me. Alright. We'll listen to one more. Anyone here who would like their beat to be listened to, please just drop your Discord name in chat. I'll pull it up and we'll listen to it right away. That's the plan, that's the vibes. If not, we can just wrap it up. Henry HZ. Sick. Let's give this a listen. We're only gonna do a handful, so don't be spamming anymore. We got enough. Don't be spamming it twice. Once is enough. If you do any more, it's done. I feel like your mix on the drums is a little bit drowned out. Like they're just drowned out by the melody a tiny bit. You got that little like sound, that textural kind of sound going on in there. At times it works really well, but other times it kind of sounds a little too dissonant to work the way you're trying to get it to work. But overall, I do like the vibes you have. The melody's pretty cool. There's a lot of space, so it's some chill vibes for sure. Yo, Saif Hassan. Yo, Bobby 4F. What's your Bobby 4F suite? Saif Hassan. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't find anything in here. Guy, you sent a Dropbox link. What is this? We'll pull it up just because. But what is this? Like, come on. I fully agree with that. The perks are really cool. I feel like it gets a little too repetitive though, because you have like I can see the waveform. You can even see the waveform is pretty repetitive. So I feel like it would be nice to kind of mix it up a bit. But I think you did a really good job with your percussion, and your mix kind of sounds really clean as well, which is really nice, honestly. Clean. Flex, prod by Flex. Listen, what is your Discord name? Like what is it? Just tell me. I don't know. There's no one but Reflex. You gotta tell me your Discord name, because there's nothing that comes up when we go. Oh, now it is. Now it is showing. That's so weird. I don't know why it wasn't. I don't really like that shaker you're throwing in there with the kick. The kick also kind of feels like it's missing a little bit of its thump, and I don't know, it just misses. It's missing that low end to it, I guess. I think your bass too is a little too quiet. I can kind of hear it in the back. You're doing some like glide kind of thing going on there. It's just a little bit too quiet though. You definitely want to pick it up. The sample is really nice. Yeah, I do think you could definitely get the mix on those drums a little bit better, so that they're kind of a little more impactful. You know, that they stick out a bit nice. All right, who do we got up next? We got Pab. Pab, you said you're just down here. Perfect. Fuck it, you said there's a beat switch. Fine. I think this switch is good. It would have been nice to kind of bring in some impact with like a big kick still. It kind of suffers the same problems with the drum mix just being a little flat, everything not really popping the way it should. But once you get that mix kind of cleaned up, it would sound a lot better. And I think your drum sounds like the sound selection is pretty good still for the switch. Like there's no big issues there. Pretty clean. Definitely could be cleaned up a bit more with a better mix for sure. All right, Pab, what do you got for us?
She will make me
It kind of sounds like your 808s are not playing the right note. It sounds kind of like they're out of key or just dissonant with the lower frequencies of the sample you got here. They're also getting a little drowned out. It sounds like there's some low end in the melody, in the sample. It's kind of clashing with the 808 and just detracting from its impact, detracting from its volume, and just detracting from the space it needs to work, you know? I think you could definitely throw some EQ on the sample to clean that up, make it work a little bit better for you. You could also kind of compress it so that's a little bit more consistent throughout. So that's not really clashing with your stuff as much. I do like the way you use the sample. I thought the intro idea was pretty clean, pretty unique. So that kind of worked out in your favor for sure. Who do we got up next? We got multi-swap. Gotta find multi-swap. Your drop was really weird, my dude. I like what you're doing with the melody, but I feel like you could have added in like a string lead kind of thing going in there. I do think too your drum mix is a little flat as well. Like the 808's not really punching the way I would like it to punch. But I do think you have like a good foundation in the melody, like with what you have going on with the arpeggiation or sequence, I guess. And then like the little, I guess, string stabs kind of. They're not really stabs, I guess. But you know what I mean. I think I staccatos. Yeah. Staccatos. We got Rose up next. Is this even you? No, this is you. I think you have a lot of good stuff here, to be fully honest with you. You do make some like fundamental errors that kind of detract from your beat. Like, you have this kick in there, but it's really drowned out by your bass. So like, it'd be nice if you sidechained it to the bass, or even just like the melody as well, to give it that impact, to give it some room to breathe and really shine through. You also have like this little layer come in, like a piano layer come in. It's also really quiet, and it doesn't really get that space to shine. I feel like you could turn it up a little bit more. It's got a lot of good stuff going on. It's just the mix really ends up detracting in some areas. You got to put a soft clipper on this. Like, you need to put a soft clipper on your master or something. Just control your levels a bit more. Trust me, put a soft clipper on your master and mix into it. It will be a life-changing experience for you mix-wise. And then try and just control your levels. You don't need everything to be extremely loud, but you have some good ideas going there. Yo, the rat eater. There we go. This is the last beat we're gonna listen to. I didn't skip yours. I'm terribly sorry. I asked earlier for some names, for some Discord names. People gave me their Discord names. I said, hey, this is enough. No more Discord names. This is the last one. This is the last one. The Rat Eater 91. He eats 91 rats every single day of his life. Kind of disgusting, if you ask me. I don't even know why we let him in this community. It's kind of gross. But you know what? We're an accepting community. So if you want to eat rats, power to you. Yo, Lil Divi, you got to give me your Discord name. I've been waiting for it. What's your Discord? Did you put it in Discord? Because I didn't get a Discord message from you. No, I did not skip your beat. Whoa, I didn't even realize this was 25 seconds. What? It's very short. It's solid. It's a little plain, a little basic, but I think you could definitely expand this into a beat. You sent it to me privately. Is this you? How do I even see this? Like, what? I didn't even know this was a thing until today, to be honest with you. What's your Discord name? You gotta tell me. Lil Divi. Does it organize these by, like... Listen, does anyone know how this works? Does anyone know how this works? Because I don't. Do I just like accept all? No, I don't do that. That's a mistake. Preview channel? What are you talking about, the preview channel? I didn't skip you. That's not how this works. Yeah, I need to check my phone to see like what. A little Divi. We'll listen to just because you're begging, like it's getting annoying. We'll listen to it while Lil Divi gets back to me with who he is. All right, you're getting timed out. Nobody is getting skipped. There's no line anymore. End it. If you didn't submit before 12:15, you're not even in line. I think it's all right. I would like to see a little bit more impact on your 808, just a tiny bit more, but I think that's kind of it. Or not your 808, your kick. My bad. A little bit more impact, a little bit more impact on your kick. Also, maybe the clap. You could turn that up like half a decibel, maybe not even. Don't give any donos. I don't want your money. Don't give me your money. I don't want it. What I want is for Lil Divi to tell me what his goddamn name is on Discord so I can just listen to his beat like I promised to like hours ago. Lil Divi, you're not giving me much to work with here. You know what I mean? At all. You're not. Come on, Divi, do better. I'm gonna look like Divi. Divine is no. Come on. If you don't tell me, I can't do it. Like, I have no way of knowing which one of these 84 is you. I have absolutely no way of knowing. No way. It's not even organized by like time, I don't. Alright. Divi, I tried my best. I put my best effort into this. I really did. If I can find you like in the Discord, like anything, Lil Divi at Lil Divi. Oh wait, Lil Divi. I think I found you. You're at your little underscore Divi. We'll add you. We did it. Hey. I don't have the. He didn't even send the beat. I'm assuming this is Lil Divi because it says Lil Divi. Where's the beat? You didn't even send me the friend request. I'm still waiting on you to accept it. Come on. It says it's showing nothing. This is you, right? I'll wave to you even. Wait, what am I waiting for? Lil Divi, come on, man. Divi. All right, Cash 9 will give you a listen. Give you a listen while we wait for Lil Divi. I'm doing this only because I promised Lil Divi I would do it. Divi, we did. We trusted you. I'm giving you a second chance though.
Cash money.
I think I like what you did with this. It kind of has like a Juice WRLD vibe to it, which is kind of nice. I do think you could have turned the melody up a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty clean. The mix is nice. You have some good stuff going on in the melody. It's cool. It's pretty cool what you did. Divi, let's go. Woohoo! All right, this is the last beat we're listening to. Final beat for real this time. Thank you for sending it, Divi. Let's give it a listen. You had me in the first half and then you lost me. What happened? It started insanely strong and then it went into the goofiest thing. I'm so sorry, Lil Divi, but it really did. You started just kind of spamming piano notes, like some of the notes aren't even in key. The 808s are kind of quiet. They're very, very No beats were skipped. Listen, if you're too dumb to get it at this point, it's so simple. There's a fucking queue. It's from 12 to 12:15. If you didn't submit in that time, you're not in the line. There's no line past that point. Every single beat was listened to in that 15-minute time frame, except for one, because there's another rule, and that rule is you can only submit one beat in that 15-minute time frame. Someone submitted 2, right? No beats have been skipped. This beat is an emotional journey of like low points and high points. Like there's times where it's good and then there's times where it's absolutely dog shit, dude. I'm really sorry to say it, but you have these like moments where it's like kind of goofy. It's just you cut everything out. You have this beautiful intro, you cut everything out, and then you go to this like really weird piano pattern, and then you go back into a sensible beat, but still like the 808s are mixed weird. I don't know what you're doing, and you use this weird kick sound. Like it sounds like a little blip. It's all over the place. You have the potential, clearly. If you're able to put together like a lot of good things and then put together a bunch of garbage things at the same time, you clearly have the potential to put together good stuff. You just gotta stop making the garbage things in between. I'm going back to this because this was terrible. Also, you probably don't need to use a kick for this kind of beat, but I understand you kind of want to. You need to use a kick that kind of works with your 808 a little bit better as well. Yeah, that's the end of the stream. That's it. There's no more beats being listened to. 0 beats have been skipped except for 1 because it broke the rules. If you believe that, you're in a lower intelligence category than like the majority of the population. Congrats to you. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a great week. Have a great rest of your month, I guess. We'll be doing this stream next month. We do it every month. Come on time if you're gonna bitch about not getting your beats skipped. It's very straightforward. Yeah. Thanks for sending in your beats. I'm gonna give the spiel. I give the spiel every single time. Thanks for sending in your beats. I know it takes balls to have your beats listened in front of other people or even just reviewed by anyone. Because it is like personal at the end of the day. So big ups to everyone who sent in their beats on time. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. Peace.